Alex here with Autofun, and this is the RedTiger F4 Dashcam. Now this dashcam is actually quite interesting, not only because of the way it was designed where it can be mounted in many different ways, but also its features, particularly the interface for this dashcam. This is probably one of the easiest, if not the easiest dashcam in terms of being able to use it, especially if you have never used a dashcam before in your life. And on this video, I'm gonna show you what's included in the box, as well as walk you through the features of the dashcam, and then we're gonna take a look at some driving video to see how well the dashcam actually performs. And as always, I'd like to remind you that I place a link in the description down below to this dashcam in case you'd like to get one for yourself. And probably one of the most interesting things with the F4 is how it's mounted to the vehicle. There's double-sided tape here. I can peel this back and then attach it to the windshield like a standard dashcam. And here's the second way that the F4 can be installed. I'm gonna turn the mount. Notice how it can turn all the way around, and now this can be mounted directly onto the dash. Now there are some huge advantages to mounting a dashcam low on the dash like this, and I have made another video covering that in detail. Specifically, it makes the installation potentially easier because of the cable routing. If you guys wanna see that video, I'll put a link to it in the description down below. But let's go ahead and get this thing installed. I'm gonna peel this and I'm gonna put this on a clean windshield. That's it. And the view can be adjusted. This is how far it goes in that direction. And because of the way that this mount works, this technically can turn all the way around to face the cabin of the vehicle, which is quite interesting. Never seen a dashcam with this type of capability. And if there was a need to clean the windshield, we are able to dismount the dashcam. But another interesting thing is that this whole thing is a touchscreen. However, we still get 3 physical buttons on the bottom and a power button on the left-hand side. Also included is a 32GB memory card. However, the F4 can be upgraded with as much as 256GB of memory. And you also may have noticed that there are 2 connections right here. The very first one is for power, but the second one is for an optional rear camera. The F4 does support 2 channels if you eventually want to upgrade it with a rear camera. And for power, we get this automotive adapter with a right angle USB-C connector, and the adapter has a spare full-size USB port on the back. That way we can power the dashcam and another device of our choice. And the first thing you'll notice is that we get quite a bit of icons up here letting us know what features are enabled on the dashcam, and also an indicator letting us know that we are recording, as well as the time information right here. Now what's also interesting is that all those icons disappear and you are left with a very clean screen, only showing us essential that we are recording. And I wish more dashcams would have a clean screen like this, because having all these icons really, I think, clutters up the screen. So it's nice for them to see them disappear when you are not using them. The other interesting thing is that this dashcam reminds me a lot of an action camera in terms of the gestures. So for example, I'm gonna swipe down and notice that I have access to turn off the microphone or enable the microphone. Same thing, I have ability to enable the Wi-Fi or disable the Wi-Fi, and also the volume. Now, if I swipe in this direction, now it's gonna take me to the screensaver mode where I have the time and date information. And the F4 also supports voice commands. Let's test them out. Show rear camera, show front camera, take picture, turn off display, open screen, turn off recording, open recording. And swiping up from the bottom is going to take us to the playback menu, and the files have been divided into different folders. The very first set of folders is for the front camera, and we have normal video of us potentially just driving around, videos that may potentially involve a car crash, and photos for the front camera. And then we get a set for the rear camera in case we had that optional accessory. Now I'm gonna go inside one of those folders in here, and let's go up and let's find a file that we can play on here. I'm gonna tap on that file, I'm gonna hit play. and that's how you can play back videos on this dashcam. We could also do a couple things from the playback menu, and that is delete the current file, delete all the files, lock or unlock the files in case we wanted to protect them from deletion. But I also want to show you that the buttons on the bottom can be used to navigate a particular menu or screen in case I did not want to use the touch screen. For example, right now I'm using the left and right button to navigate that, and then I can select that with the center button, and also the button right here, which is the power button, can be used as a go back button. Now let's take a look at the dashcam settings, and the very first one is going to be resolution, where we are given the choice of running this at 4K at 25 frames per second, or we can decrease that resolution to 1440p, but we get an increase in frame rate, 60 frames per second, which can potentially be very helpful to capture license plates, or 1080p at 120 frames per second. Again, the ability to capture fast moving objects can be enabled by using high frame rate at the expense of resolution. And if you were running the optional rear camera, the resolution choices are 1440p for the front and full high definition for the rear, or running both the front and the rear at full high definition in case you wanted to fit more on your memory card. Next option is whether we want to record audio or not audio, and we also get a G sensor, which can allow the dashcam to attempt to detect when you get into a car crash, and we get 3 levels of sensitivity: low, medium, or high. And we also get a fatigue reminder in case we wanted the dashcam to let us know to take a break from driving after a certain period of time. The Wi-Fi can also be enabled or disabled from this menu, but also we can turn off this click tone that you're hearing, and also we get to select whether we want a screensaver or not, and after how much time we want that screensaver to kick on. We can also turn off or on the voice control and also see the commands that are supported by the voice control. There is also adjustments for the optional rear camera. The image can be flipped horizontally or it can be flipped vertically. Let's take a look at parking monitoring. Now this is enabled with the optional hardwire kit, and we get the option to enable G sensor, which is the impact detection for parking monitoring, or we can select time lapse up to 48 hours of parking monitoring protection. Moving over to the next page of settings, here's where we can enable or disable the date stamp that is shown on the video, whether we want our speed to be recorded or not recorded, and also whether we want our coordinates to be shown on the video or not. Speed units are also adjustable between miles per hour and kilometers per hour, and also languages. We are given several choices here in case we wanted to change that from the default one. Moving over to the next page of settings, here's where we can adjust the clock and time. Now the clock comes from the GPS that's built in onto this dashcam, so it is important to set the right time zone to make sure that this dashcam is gonna give you the correct date and time. Now what I like is that they have included DST, which is adjustment for daylight savings time. If you happen to live on a place that observes this can potentially add or subtract an hour. That way you always have the correct time. And now that I've shown you the main features on the dashcam, let's take a look at the app. And the app for this dashcam is called RedTiger, and it is available for Apple and Android devices and shows us a live view coming from it. Also, if we wanted to enlarge our view, we are able to do so and see that on a landscape mode. Notice that there are also controls for stopping the recording, taking a picture, and also turning off the microphone or turning on the microphone. And if we had the optional rear camera connected, we can change views with this icon. And again, we get another icon for turning off the microphone, stopping the current video recording, or again, taking a picture. And to play back the videos, I'm gonna go inside of camera file. Now what you'll find in here is that they have sorted out the folders into 3 different sections. Normal folder, which is potentially us just driving around, is snapshots, which includes any pictures that we might have taken, and also the log folder, where we can potentially find videos of potential car crashes. But let's play back a video. I'm gonna tap on that video and the video is gonna begin to play back. I'm gonna pause that real quick. And also notice that we do have the option to download that video to our phone for safekeeping, take a screenshot, or to delete it. You'll also notice that there are letters on the corner of the videos, and the F indicates that it's from video. The letter R indicates that it's video from the rear camera. There is also a select function in case we wanted to select multiple videos to download them to our phone or to delete them. And finally, we have this icon right here that allows us to enter into the dashcam settings. Now, what you'll notice is that not all the settings that are on the dashcam are available via the app, only some of them are. And it's probably more likely that these are the main settings that most people are accessing all the time, but it would be nice if RedTiger can give us access to the rest of the settings via the app. But now that I've shown you the features of this dashcam and the app, let's take a look at some driving video, including the audio test, to see how well this dashcam actually performs. And this is an audio test of the RedTiger F4 dashcam, and I'm sitting on the driver's side seat. And this is an audio test of the RedTiger F4 dashcam, and I am standing outside the driver's side door. What's also pretty interesting about the F4 is that it's somehow stabilized, and I never seen a dashcam with this feature where it always knows which is down, and knowing which is down is what allows the dashcam to be mounted on the windshield or on the dashboard of the vehicle, and the video is gonna look in the correct orientation. Now, I right now flip the camera so it's facing the cabin. That is not a normal orientation for this dashcam. Again, it's looking for down, and the video ends up looking upside down. However, this can be corrected in editing or with some viewing software like I just did right now, and I find that pretty cool still. Even though the dashcam is giving me an upside down image, that I am able to turn the camera, and this is particularly helpful for anybody who's looking to capture interactions with anybody either on the vehicle or facing out the windows. The ability to quickly turn a dashcam, I think, is a huge plus. Now, it is possible that at some point we'll get some update to unlock that down position, so it could potentially be possible that we could get normal video without having to flip it later in editing or in viewing software when the camera is facing the cabin. But again, right now it could still be done. And I gotta say that it's pretty refreshing to see a new dashcam design. Normally I only see dashcams literally in just a handful of styles, and this is the first time that I've seen one that actually tries to innovate the dashcam as far as mounting technology, but also making it easier to use by making it similar to a GoPro. Now, what's also interesting is that you could potentially add a rear camera to this in the future, which is sold separately, and I'll put a link to that rear camera in the description down below. But you can also get this dashcam with the rear camera included. RedTiger calls that one the A4 as opposed to the F4. So what I'll do, I'll put links in the description down below to both the F4, which is front camera only, and the A4, which is front and rear camera if you want to get that up front. And if you guys have any other questions regarding this, please put that in the comments down below. If you found any part of this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more dashcam reviews coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.